Hi, welcome to Candy Michaels Live here in Powell, Ohio. I hope you're having an awesome day. I have designed a couple of cards using our new black and white design 12 by 12 designer series paper and some cards using that paper. So I'm glad you stopped by. Black and white cards are so popular. Hello, Dina, out in Texas. Good to see you. Black and white is just so popular. And I had just gotten this new paper and thought, let me go ahead and try a couple of cards. So I'm sure you'll love them. They're pretty simple and I will get started. Hope you guys are having an awesome summer. Hi, Linda and Mary. Thanks for joining me. I have been just having the best summer. Lots of traveling, lots of fun. Hi, Maureen. Okay, let me go ahead and flip my camera around and I will get started. Take it out of the holder. Hopefully not turn it off. There it is, my little button that I need. Ta-da! The magic little flip. Akimi, hello. Nice to see you're here. So I've always tried to adjust this light so that I don't have a lot of shadowing on it, but I'll figure it out. I got a new light and at least it's working pretty well. So all is good. I'm going to be using the Celebrate with Tags stamp set. This is a really cute stamp set that we have in our new mini. I'll call it the mini. I usually call it the holiday mini because it has a lot of our holiday products in it. Now I have to remember what page it was on. But anyway, I'm also using the black and white paper that comes in one of the Halloween with one of the Halloween stamp sets. The black and white paper I know is on page 55. And that is this down here with the cute little best witches. I'm not making Halloween cards today though. I'm just using the paper that's on page 55 here in this mini. Hi, Joyce. Glad you can join me. So I'll find this quick little holiday or Celebrate with Tag set because it's amazing. I had no idea what to expect when I got it. Okay, it is on page 67. I had them marked and then I took all my little tags off. So this is the stamp set on page 67 at Celebrate with Tags, and it actually comes in a bundle that you can get. Celebrate with Tags bundle. These are the dies. Super fun. A lot of different holidays in here. We have like hearts for Valentine's, a mitten, and snowflakes for the winter, some little birthday dies. Oh, I had them on backwards. Balloon, and some cool little pieces that for like little tags. There's another one over here that I'll be using. So a lot of great pieces on this one. If you haven't seen it, I kind of passed it by and then I ended up going back and ordering it. I'll be using some of our black and white gingham ribbon, and these are the patterns of the paper. So as I slide it all out, these are the patterns. And what's really cool is one side's black and white, and on the other side, well, this one is also black and white, but on the other sides of these, they are black and gray, which is really cool. So you could do some really awesome black and gray cards as well. But I wanted to do black and white. That was kind of what I fell in love with. All right, let me grab this. I always forget something, even though I try not to. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I have not started any of my Halloween cards yet. I feel like it's a little early for me, so I haven't quite started those. But I wanted to show you again these designs. So my cards will be very simple and very duplicatable. First one that I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a white base. Now, I love when I'm using the white as my base. I love using the thick cardstock. It does tend to make your card stand a little bit better. It's more firm, that's all. And then on any of my layers, I normally will use just the regular white, but that's just my little tip there. I'm going to use a piece of our black. So my base is 8.5 by 5.5. And then I cut this piece, I cut it a little smaller, and it is 5 across by 3 3/4. So let me go ahead and glue that on. Hopefully my glue is going to cooperate with me today. I'm going to use the flat side. So our glue has 2 sides to it. And the cool thing about this is you can take and squirt some out and then flatten it out. So back when I was younger, we used to use paste, and it had this like thing, this design to it. So you would squirt it out and pull it so it would be flatter. And that's what this reminds me of. But it's not paste. It's actually, and I think it was called paste. It might have just been glue. But, you know, I have kind of a rusty brain, so I'm trying to remember. But anyway, so on our glue, you can do it with either side. You can use the pinpoint, very, very small pinpoint, or you can use that flat side. I'll call it the paste side. Not sure if it actually has a name, but we'll go with that one. So my tip has a little bit stuck in here. I'm going to see if I can get it out. There we go. I am good to go. Okay, now that that's fixed. So I decided to cut a bunch of little strips. These are 1 inch long. I'm sorry, 1 inch wide by 2 1/4 inches tall. So 2 1/4 inches tall by 1 inch wide. And, you know, you can cut them any size, but that was just the size that I ended up playing with. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these on. And I decided, because when I laid them out, even though this is 5 inches, I may have cut my paper not exact, because when I laid it out, it was had a little hangover on it. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh, my glue is still stuck. Okay, I am going to simply, got it. It's like when you have a little sliver and you just can't get it out. I fixed it. Now don't mess up with me again. And I might have a little glue on my fingers now. Don't mind the lady behind the curtain. Okay, let's try this again. If not, I'm going to that flat paste side. Ah, now it wants to cooperate because it heard me and it knows I mean business. So I'm going to start on the corner down at the bottom here. And this is a super cute, very easy layout. And I'm going to do my other dots on the other side and kind of leave a little bit of space if I need to slide a piece underneath it. Like I said, it was like an 1/8 off when I had played earlier. So this way I can have a way to slide it down. You can use either side of this paper, but I had liked this side. Did fine, just fine. Okay, so hopefully I give myself enough space. If not, you get the basic idea. And come on, I'm not left-handed, so that's a little tricky there. Ooh. Okay, and then I'm gonna put the stars right in the center. The patterns on here are just adorable. But, you know, it's funny. I was looking through some of my videos, and the black and white cards have been so super popular from the past. And I love black and white, and even black and white with a little pop of color, which is what I think I'm going to do on this card. But it's just so cool. So there was another piece, another design, and I decided to cut this one, and it's just a 1/2 inch by 5 because it's going to be the same width as my paper. So I find it easier to just go this way than trying to put glue on here and put it down. Little tip. Little tip. Okay, so let me make sure that looks pretty straight. So look how simple. Next, what I want to do is, and I'll ask you guys what you think. I think I was going to originally do white, but I wanted to stamp it in black. And I guess I could have done a black circle and embossed it. I didn't think of that. It was just too much white. So I think I am going to add a pop of color on here and just do a little red on the background because the black won't show up. But I didn't think about embossing it. I did on the next card, so that's kind of funny that I didn't think about it on that one. But we'll just do a little pop of white. But first, let's do some stamping. So the happy birthday stamp that's in the Celebrate with Tags, it's really, I love that it's stacked one on top of the other. Sometimes when we, some of our stamps, it'll say like happy and then birthday next to it. And so it's long, but I like this one and it's really nice and big. So that helps when you're trying to fill in the space, especially when you have like this design on a circle. So I used our layering circle dies, and I like to get that nice and juicy. The layering circle dies, and I used both the scallop one and just the plain die. So let me stand up right here and stamp. Hello, Brenda. Thanks for joining me today. Oops, it tried to run away. Yay, it's all right. You know what? I'm doing it again. I want it a little bit darker, and now I just got some glue. I'm using it because I must have ink on my fingers, so looks fine. It looks great. Okay, so let's use that. And again, what do you think? I think the white is just too white. Do you like it? Let me know if you like the white. You know, I did want to keep it black, but I don't know. That just gives it that little pop. Oh my gosh. Let me get my wipe out because apparently I have black ink all over my fingers that I am putting all over my paper. Well, for this card, let's just go with that, that red pop. It's kind of cool. So if you really want to keep it strictly black and white, which had been my idea, then you can do like a black front and then heat emboss it in white. That would look very cool. And then you could do, how would you do that? So it would be a white back and then black on the front. Yeah, that would be nice. Let's pop this up with some dimensionals. And I love our dimensionals. You guys, I go through so many of these, but I want to show you what they really look like on my table because I do use all the edges as well. I know some people throw them out, but they are sticky and all you have to do is simply cut. I just go through and cut them and then I can use those just as easily. So I like to do a triangle. I know some people like to put like 20 on here, but you really don't need that many. Oh, we want to make sure it is securely on there. But trust me, these are so sticky, they're not going to go anywhere. They are going to work. Okay, so now we have a little pop of red on our black and white card. And I have this pretty gingham black and white check ribbon, the gingham ribbon. Love this ribbon. I love it so much I bought like 8 rolls of it. So I must really love it because I was doing a big project and when it was sitting on the table I thought, that would go perfect for this. Why am I struggling today? There we go. So tie my little bow, make it smaller. I have to fuss with it, I say. And then I just kind of pull it. This one is, oh my goodness. We just are not having cooperation today. I feel like I'm all thumbs. There, that's so much better. So I am going to put this on here and just give it a little pop of ribbon. And I like using the glue dots to hold my ribbon on. Definitely works best. So let me fluff it up again and just kind of, I like to do it this way. Oh, isn't that cute? And then I can cut the edges off. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I just did that. I pulled the string and look what happened. It became small again. Okay, so let's make it big again. Ugh, this is hilarious. I love going live and then sit here and fuss with this. Okay. Looks great. We're going with that. So now we have a little ribbon, a little bow. Isn't that cool? Just very simple, and just adding a little of the extra designer paper down here. I think it just makes it a fun little card. Now on the inside, I do like to finish my cards. You don't necessarily have to. You can stamp another saying. There is one right here that says, "Let's celebrate you." But what I want to do is I'm going to layer a piece of black in there. So we're going to just really finish off the inside. So let me pull this back, and I better stand up because I can't see around. Yay! Now I will wipe my fingers off because I'm sure I have ink on me. But let's go ahead and glue this one on. And then I'm going to glue it down. This is, the black piece is 3 by 5. And so this piece is a little smaller, and it is 3 it's 3 3/4 by 5. So this one is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. And we will go ahead and glue this to the inside. So a little bit of scrap paper is really all you need to make this one card that I'm finishing here. Scrap paper, oh my goodness, how many of you have scraps? And it doesn't have to be black and white. You can use any of your colorful scraps and make just a fun little card. So that's my first one, super simple. Okay, the second one is my favorite. So let me show you that. Again, I will be using a couple of these dies. I'm using this one that's going to be used for some words. And then there's also a circle die. It's this one right here. I did die cut these out ahead of time, but it has a little stitching on the circle. It's really cute. Oh, and I'll be using the birthday candles. So I have that card here. So again, I used a white base, but this one I cut at 11 by 4 1/4. So I gave it a different cut. I did use our thick white cardstock. Again, when I use it for I do like to use the thick for my base. It just seems like it works better for it to stand. Sometimes my other cards, like the thinner ones, they want to do the splits. And they go whoosh. So the thick one tends to be a little more sturdy and it'll stand, and it's not practicing the splits right now. So that's a good thing. So I cut my black the same size, and this is 3 3/4 by 5. I'll wait to put that down. And then I have my white, which it's funny, when I cut this, of course, it ended up not having any of the polka dots right there, but I was over it in a few minutes. So I'm going to go ahead. It just happened to be the way the paper design was. But I'm just going to lay this on here so you guys can see what it is I'm gluing down. But I don't want to glue it down yet because I have to add my ribbon. So we're going to glue this on. Nice. That came out very nicely. And then I'm going to, here we go. Now you can see it. Now I'm going to take my gingham ribbon, and I want to just cut enough. So this is just a way to save on ribbon. You can wrap it around and tie your knot, but all of that ribbon is going to be wasted. So most of the time what we will do is we will simply cut a piece and tape it around the back. You can use a glue dot. I do have some tape right here, and I'm just going to simply tape it around the back. That way it won't come off. And then when I go ahead and add my adhesive on the back, I'll go over the top of that. See? So now I have that. So then afterwards, I'm going to need another little piece. So let me go ahead and cut that, and then I can put my ribbon off to the side. And I'll wait and put that in last, because now I have to add my circle. But let's glue this onto the front. May as well. So see how my tape is on there? So I just go over it with a little bit of the glue, and that should hold that all down, just to hold that tape on there too. And then you can also pop this part up with dimensionals if you want. I am going to be using some more dimensionals, so I'm going to lay it flat. Okay, now I have black and white here. So I have my black circle. I did use these stylish dies that are our new, oh my gosh, if you guys haven't seen these, they're right here, and they are super awesome. Super, super awesome. So I used, this is what they look like. Sorry, they're kind of a mess. But I did use the one that was the second to the largest for this. And that one is, from the inside part, it's like 2 1/4 across. So that's approximately how big that circle is. But these are so nice. I'm so excited Stampin' Up! Came out with them. So we have 5 different squares, sizes, and 5 circles. And then we have a couple of the different tags, banners. Super awesome. I think there's one missing from this grouping. I think it's still in my box over there, but I'm going to leave it. Okay, so I am going to pop up my circle, and I want to do, okay, and I'm laughing because when I die cut this out, I had already put this black paper on a sticky sheet. Hopefully my dimensionals will stick to it, but we're going to find out. I didn't mean to use this scrap piece, but because I have it done, we're just going to use it. Let's see what happens. If it falls off, it falls off. Then I can redo it. Okay, so I'm making it like a triangle, like I said before. And the reason I'm doing that is I don't want to put any dimensionals on my ribbon because you see it moves, and I just don't want that moving anywhere. So I know my top one's way up there, so I can bring this down. I didn't necessarily want to center it because I thought it looked kind of cool if it was not centered. There. I now have another little, the one that came from this die set, and I want to go ahead and stamp on this. So we are going to stamp it in the black ink. Again, I'm going to use the Let's Celebrate You. And let me tap, 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 ink that up. And I am hoping to get that right about in the middle. Does it look good? Here we go. And I'm just pressing it down. I'm not rocking it because I don't want to get any edges. Hey, that's pretty close. We'll take it. Just kind of like when I play horseshoes. It's always close. Never on the ringer. So this little guy is going to get popped up here. But I wanted to add a little bit more on there. And so what I came up with was I die cut some of the little candles, and they're small, but they're really cute. I did put these on the back of an adhesive or I backed it with the adhesive sheet, and I'm starting at the bottom because the bottom part is going to be tucked under that circle, so you don't have to worry about it. This is a trick that I did before. You don't have to worry about it showing if you mess it up. So if you have any of these sheets, this is what I did before because I couldn't get the sticker part off of me. So I just pull it off and stick it on there until I'm ready to use it. Now this one I cut funny, so I may add a little more glue to it. Or I may not worry about it because there'll be more glue as I set it down. You see, I'm not concerned. It'll all work. Okay, so before I glue this down, I want to put on my candles. So I had done this card earlier this week. I made a really cool or really cute card swap for a group swap that I'm in. And so I kind of know where the placement is going to be. So I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do the striped one. You guys, I love these dies. Like I said, they're for birthday. You could do Valentine or even a wedding card, or just a card for your sweetheart or your sweet kids. And then I'm adding the third one. So they should somewhat be lined up. And then here we can just kind of add some more glue because this won't be showing. I'm going to put 2 dimensionals. And I'm going to put one right about here because when I just made 18 of these. So I kind of remembered my placement. So I'm going to do that one and then another one right here. And they're not going to show. This glue here will help when I put this down. Okay, so now we want it right about there. Exact straight. It looks straight to me. Now I can put my ribbon on, and I'm not quite done, but I can put my ribbon on. Yay. And then let's see if I go like that. And then like this. This is not a square knot because I want it to go straight up and down. A square knot would make my piece lay that way on the front here, and I wanted it to go straight up and down, just like that. I'll show you the card that I made for my swap because I do have it sitting here when I'm all done. So, how are we liking it so far? It's not done yet. I still have a few more pieces to add. But I wanted to bring out the big scissors. We used to have these big scissors in our catalog, and I miss them because they are so perfect. But you know, I still use them. My gosh, I love them. I love them so much. Okay, so now that should be stuck on there. My ribbon is okay. So far, so good. All right, lastly, what I did is I die cut out this little heart. And yes, it is in black. And I took my little mini dimensionals. So these are the mini ones. You can get them in black or you can get them in white. Our black dimensionals come with 2 sheets of the minis and 2 sheets of the regular size dimensionals like these. So they're $6 or a little bit more, but you get 4 sheets of the dimensionals. And each one of these has a lot of pieces to them. So on here, I'm going to, so you can visualize this, I'm going to pop this heart up over here. Okay, so I know on this side, I can put a dimensional there. And then right down here, I can put my second one. And then I could put a drop of glue because that will then hold on to my circle that's already down. So it's all the same height as my circles. If you put more or put a dimensional here, then your heart will sit lopsided. So that's why I'm putting them pretty much on the same side. I don't want a lopsided heart. I want my heart straight. Okay, so let's put a little dot of glue here, and then that can sit up on top of my circle. Do I want to do that now? No, I want to wait a second. I jumped the gun. Okay, so back up. Let me back up a second here. I was so excited about this. So what I wanted to show you was I am going to do a little bit of embossing. And what I decided to do here was I have a scrap paper. It's right here. And I should have brought my embossing buddy over. I didn't, but don't panic. Everything will be fine. Okay, so I'm using our Versamark stamp pad that we have in the catalog, and I am going to ink up this same stamp, the one that says, let's make sure that's in the camera, the one that says, "Let's celebrate you." I'm going to ink this up in my Versamark, but I want to clean it because it had the black ink on it. And if I don't clean it, I am going to put all that ink right onto my Versamark, and I don't want to do that. So I really only want the word celebrate, but I'm going to go ahead and just ink it up because it won't hurt anything. So you could get just a smaller strip if you're doing a few of these, and just that way you'll just get the celebrate. But this will give the whole effect so you can see it. Okay, let's cap the Versamark up. Now, a little dip will do ya. I'm going to put some of the white embossing powder on it. And it won't really matter that all those specks are on there because I only want the word celebrate. So if you've not done heat embossing, you need a sticky ink, which our Versamark is very like tacky and it's very slow to dry. So you can ink it up, stamp it, and then you want to use whatever color embossing powder. So this is white. Obviously, if I did clear, we wouldn't really be able to see it. And so I'm using black cardstock and I'm using white powder. So this is just a piece of cardboard that I have covered with foil and a clothespin. That was a little tip from my friend Mindy. Okay, so I'm going to heat emboss this so you guys will hear my machine just for a short minute. And if you've not done heat embossing, it's very magical. The powder actually melts and becomes very shiny. So hopefully you can see that. And I'll show you in the camera. So you always know it's done when it doesn't have like a sandy look to it, the powder. So we know it is melted. That's what we wanted. Isn't that cool? I first learned heat embossing at my very first Stampin' Up! Party that I went to like 30 years ago. Would have been more like 31 years ago. It was when my son was just born. And so anyway, so now what I'm going to do is I want to die cut out sorry, I couldn't find my die cut, but I'm going to go ahead and put this down and run it through my die cutting machine so that I have it die cut out just like this one, the magic of being live. So I've got it die cut out. Haha. Did that ahead of time. And now what I want to do is I'm going to put this right over the top. Oh my gosh, doesn't that just make it look so much better? So you can glue it flat, which I think I'm going to because I already have a lot of height behind it. Sometimes if your cards have a lot of dimension on them, then you may have to pay extra postage. But if that doesn't bother you, then that's okay too. So let's go ahead and put some more glue on here. And I'm just going to put it right across here because it's easier than me trying to grab that little piece and lay it on there. And the nice thing is it'll be a little bit slick so I can move it around to where I want it. Oh, I'm so thrilled with this. So I did kind of a prototype before I went live because I only had the one card and I really wanted to do at least two. And this was my vision. So now we can go back to the heart of things. And I'm going to put some fresh glue on that because I'm sure it's dried by now with all my talking and heat embossing. Looks like I put a little too much, so let me take some of that off. There we go. And I'm going to pop this up right about there. Make that straight. Oh, what do you think? I like it. Yay. Okay, now I just want to add a couple of gems, or what do I want to call them? Embellishments. That's the word. So we have our classic matte dots, and I'm going to add some of the white ones on here. They just looked really nice. And when I'm done, like I said, look, I can put one right on the heart. I don't usually do black hearts, but I just think it's kind of cool. And then we'll put one of these, only because I had a lot of space here, so I wanted to fill it up. And then I can put this over here. Yay! A little different, but what do you think? Do you like it? Thumbs up if you love it. And then on the inside, we're going to do this one opposite of what we did that last one. And I thought I had cut extra paper for this card too, but I didn't. It's all right. We'll just go ahead and stamp it right on the inside, and it'll be just as finished. And for some reason, this black ink pad just wants to be on me. Like, I keep wearing it. It goes nicely with my ensemble. Okay, so let's do this. Happy birthday. Yay. And you can add a balloon. You can do all sorts of stuff, but I will stop there. Is that just not the sweetest, simplest card? I love this little pop-up to make that, well, not really pop-up, but that cutout to just add a little bit more to that circle. So I hope you love it. Okay, so I'll show you my two cards again, and then I have a couple that I'll show you that I did. One of the cards, and I kind of went with this design over here. So these are the two we just made. And then I went with, again, a little pop of red. I suppose the white might have even looked okay, but I just wanted that little pop of red. So this is the card I just made, and I did pop up that center. Okay, I'm so funny. So this is one I just made for a swap I'm in. And this is the paper that is in the host program. So it's one of the host rewards on the large catalog. So you would find that. And you guys, it's kind of a hidden gem. I was very excited that I had it. But let me pull that out. It's right here. Oh my God, I have Post-it notes and tags everywhere. This one's kind of hidden, and I want to show you where it is. So on page 179, they show you all about being a hostess. And, for a $150 party, you get 10%. So if it's $150, you would have $15 free. But you can also get these stamp sets that are exclusive hostess sets. And this garden one is a $10.50 value. This one's $13. This one is $13. Meaning that if you had $15 host rewards and you bought this and you wanted this one in your host rewards, you can only get it that way. It would be $13, so you'd have $2 left. But look up here, and you don't even really see it, is this designer paper. And you get, it's called Design a Dream. You get 12 sheets, 2 each. So you get 24 sheets of designer paper, 6 double-sided designs. So that's a ton. Like, the packet is really thick. It's a lot of paper, and it has a variety of colors with it. And one of them that I used was the petal pink. So, which is this one. And I just added a little pool party to it. But don't miss out on this paper, because we had awesome paper in the last catalog, the annual one. And this one is only $18. But again, you get 24 sheets of paper. So this was one of the designs. And then I used a pool party ribbon and the pool party cardstock. And then I did use the petal pink ink. And look, I did pop it up. So that was where I came up with my design. But prior to that, last year, when this paper was still available, So this paper is gone, but I'm going to show it to you anyway. And I think these little embellishments are gone. But this was my card that I used back then. And it was sitting over here in my what do I do with all these cards now that they've retired bin. And I was looking at it and I love this design on here. So this was some of the vellum and some of the pieces that came in the extra pack that you can get. And like the designer paper and the other little pieces. But I love this. Love, love, love it. So these are my cards. Same idea, wider ribbon, the dies that come in this particular stamp set that I used. I don't have it in front of me. But anyway, so I'm super excited to show you. And again, these are current products right here. This one is retired products. But this was the one that gave me my idea for what I wanted to do with you guys today to show you. So I hope you enjoy. And oops, let me move my white. And hope you guys have an awesome week. I actually am traveling. My family is not going with me, but you guys, I just have to tell you, my dad, I am so blessed. My father is turning 98 on July 10th. And last week I said to my brother, you know, I should fly home and I should celebrate Dad, because I haven't seen, well, I see him and I just saw him in June, but I haven't been home for a birthday for my dad in a few years. I think when he was 90 was the last actual birthday. I've seen him since, but anyways, so I told my brother, I said, I think I'm going to come home and maybe we could just do a little something. Okay, a little something has turned into let's just invite all of our California friends and let's do a party. So we are having a party for my dad. And it is going to be so much fun that we're up to maybe close to 100 people. But that's just a little party in my family. So wish my dad a happy 98th. I hope you guys have an awesome week. I will be in California next week, so I may do a live and have Dad come on and say hi. I did that once before and he so enjoyed that. So I will be bringing my equipment, like my little pieces that I can hook my phone on. And I may just pop in and do a card with you guys with Dad. So anyway, I hope you have a wonderful week. Keep enjoying the summertime, the sunshine, and the vitamin D. And have a great time. I will be back in touch. I will let you know, but I will be back in touch with you hopefully next week from sunny California. Have a great week and thanks for stopping in. Talk to you soon. Bye.